Hello everybody, welcome to this short video on anxiety. Coping with anxiety using yoga as one of the tools to help you with anxiety. There are many things that can help you with anxiety, and as a qualified relaxation therapist as well as an experienced yoga teacher, I'm going to use a few of those today. So the first thing I can recommend to you really is to consider the colours in your environment, and also to use the scents around you, aromatherapy, to aid in that. And I know it's something that many people know, but I think sometimes it's just making sure we use these in our practices. So today isn't going to be a big flow moving from one pose to another. Each pose is going to be held for a period of time, and we're going to do lots of breath work. And I know if you have anxiety, you've probably been taught many times about the breath work, and sometimes it's just engaging with the breath, and it can be difficult to do a regular daily breathwork practice. So we're going to incorporate the breath with the poses, and the poses are going to use a few props. The first pose I'm going to do is corpse pose, and we're going to use a prop of the sandbag. I'm going to use the sandbag as a weight, and it's even a distributed weight here. But you can substitute, you don't need to use a sandbag, you can use a few bags, the big heavy bags of rice, anything that can weight you down. So I'll show you how we're going to do this, and the reason we're doing it is the sandbag will help you expel the air a lot more than you would naturally do it from your diaphragm and from your abdominal region. So you all understand belly breathing, and you all understand the importance of belly breathing, and doing this will actually really engage you with the belly. I don't want you to use the abdominal muscles to push the sandbag. I want you to use the diaphragm to really push, to release that last bit of air. So think about the diaphragm. When you breathe in, obviously you're expanding it and you're expanding the belly, and then the sandbag will rise slightly. But when you exhale, it compresses, and it's then when you'll notice the sandbag move more. And it's a case of trying to understand the full use of the diaphragmatic, the diaphragm, the whole, the upper body, as well as the lower abdominal region. So abdominal breathing alongside the diaphragmatic is the best way to reduce anxiety. So we're going to hold this with the sandbags, 2 minutes with the sandbag on and 2 minutes with the sandbag off. And Dave will just make a little noise when 2 minutes is up. And I want you to feel the experience of the sandbag, and I want you to feel the difference in the breath when you remove the sandbag. So come down to your natural Shavasana. Again, try to lie flat as you can, and I know for some people that can be quite bad on the lower back. So if you need to put a little blanket rolled up or a towel or a cushion underneath the back of the knees, do so. Then your weighted device will go on the lower abdomen. It won't go on the rib cage. The rib cage will be free, but it will stay down here on the abdomen. Take a deep breath in. Close the eyes for 2 minutes and just connect to your breath. So the breath in is always a full deep breath in through both nostrils if you can. Fill in the abdomen and the chest. Remember, when you breathe in, breathe at the side of the ribs as well. So when we're stressed, we breathe horizontally. We breathe in a straight line, a vertical line. We breathe up and down. And what I want you to do is breathe horizontally, and try and, in that method, try and expand the rib cage each time. So just connect to the breath. See if you can really use the rib cage. On the out breath, make sure you squeeze every last drop. notice sensations within the body. Now gently remove the sandbag, place it to one side, and then just breathe normally without the weight. Just breathe into the abdomen, take your normal breathing. Notice the difference. Keeping the eyes closed. If you find the mind is wandering, then bring it right back to that breath. Now gently open the eyes. We're going to roll over now onto our fronts. Coming into a pose known as Makrasana, which is crocodile pose. And in this pose, you'll bring your forearms across each other. The feet will go out to the side and they'll be a bit wider than the hips. And the belly will be down into the ground, and you'll bring your forehead onto the wrists here. And you will stay in that pose for 3 minutes now. So this pose is a great one for removing anxiety from the physical body. Although anxiety is an emotion, the physical body is holding that emotion there. And when we come to certain poses, these really work well with anxiety. And this pose works particularly well because the abdomen and the musculoskeletal system is really relaxed on the ground as you lie down forward into the earth. It's a kind of releasing of all the tension. What I want you to do in this pose now for this last minute or two is just to feel the breath. Feel it nourishing you. And just follow the exhalation as you release the tension. Soften through the navel area. This helps boost the blood flow and circulation. It also lowers the blood pressure. Now I'm turning my head to the side just to talk to you, but to keep the forehead down and to use the flesh between the eyebrows is the most relaxing. So if you can bring the forehead down and kind of just push the skin slightly away from the eyebrows up towards the forehead, and just allow that tension to drift away from the physical face. Now gently lift the head and just slowly push yourself back through the motion of child's pose, knees out wide, bottom back towards the heels. Just push with those hips. So as well as being a nice anxious pose for anxiety, Macrosauna is also a good pose if you have lower back problems and if you hold any tension around the abdomen and around the hips. It's a great one for releasing. So we're going to go into a little bit of a seated twist, and your seated twist is really, again, to squeeze out any anxiety, to release any anxiety. So just cross the legs as you would normally, and taking that left hand over to your right knee, take the right hand behind, really push with that, and as you do, breathe in. Make sure your airways are clear, and make sure you just focus, if you can, on the breath as you twist. Moving the breath through the right side of the body, releasing all the tension around the abdomen, within the neck and the shoulders too. And back to centre. Let's go to the other side, twist to the left. And let's use the left again to clear the left side. So we're moving breath through both sides of the body, and it's that kind of action of releasing tension through the left side now. Relax the hips. Breathe into the belly. And remember, with all poses, just come to wherever is comfortable within this for you. We're going to come up now to a little standing. And when we stand, we're just going to work on some side stretches. The sides of the body are a nice way to cleanse through the body. So we're just going to take our feet a little wider than hip distance. Inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away, and slowly just lean to the right. Taking a deep breath in through that left side of the body. Stretching. Back to centre. Reach up tall. And then exhale over to the left. And back to centre. Release the hands down, slowly roll down, taking the body right the way down. Relax the head, neck and shoulders. And then we're going to come down to the ground, so slowly making your way back down to the ground. We're going to come into Viparita Karani, the legs up the wall, but obviously I'm not going to do them up the wall right now, but you can best to do them up the wall for you. And you're just going to hold this for 1 minute now. I'm going to bring my bottom onto what would be a pillow up against the wall. And just imagine the wall's there and my legs are leaning against the wall. And we're going to stay in this pose now just for 1 minute. And whilst you're in this pose, it's a good space to put one of the eye masks across the eyes and just to rest. Concentrate on letting the sympathetic nervous system really begin to soothe you now. So there's two parts to this nervous system. The nervous system can be fully wired all the time, and we need to activate this parasympathetic. The reason being, think of the word sympathetic. The parasympathetic nervous system will be sympathetic to your needs, and it will calm you down. So this pose, if you come to the end of a day and you've worked and you're stressed, it only takes a few minutes for this to kick in and really get working. And it's a great one to really circulate the energy through the body. So if you're suffering any issues related to circulation, this is the best one. Our system works as a whole, and if we're not whole, and if all of our systems aren't functioning, this has an effect immediately on the body. And stress holds itself with anxiety in the body. And it's this anxiety that just shows itself with all the symptoms. Draw your knees in, bring the feet down, and let's just gently remove the bolster. And just lie the body down on the ground now. And just connect fully to the physical body as you just lie there for these few moments. Keep your eyes closed and begin to tune into your body now. Begin to notice how it feels after just 15 minutes of a few simple poses and breath work. Draw your awareness now right the way down to those toes. And notice if you relax within the feet. The back of the ankles. Guiding it right the way up the back of those legs. And as you come to the buttocks and the hips, notice if you're tensing the muscles. Soften, relax the buttocks, ease the hips. Focus on the abdomen now. Just begin to release the muscles all the way in the abdomen, around the sides of the walls, into the lower back. Soften the belly in every way. As you breathe into the abdomen, carry that breath into the chest. Exhale and soften the shoulder blades and the shoulders into the ground. Relax the back of the arms. Begin to allow the head and the neck just become heavy in the ground. Feel the body relaxing. In every way, feel every muscle beginning to ease. Relax away from the bones. Let tension release. And gently begin to deepen the breath now. So wiggle those fingers and those toes. gently breathe in and raise the arms up above the head. And then slowly draw those knees in, give them a hug. And again, gently massage that lower back. Rolling over now to whichever side feels good for you. And slowly pushing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So anxiety, we've not focused on panic attacks today because that's a different field altogether when it comes to relaxation and it comes to coping with these things. I think most people at the moment will have suffered some form of anxiety, and it's something that we don't even realise we're doing until it starts to physically affect us, and we manage to then gain the top part of anxiety when it starts to affect things like your digestive system, when it starts to affect your memory, when it starts to affect your hormones, your mood. So it's good to practice every single day some form of anxiety and stress relief. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. But if you do want to concentrate more on this in your life, and if you want a lot more information on relaxation techniques, then there are one-to-one sessions that I can offer with you, which are privately done, just you and I over WhatsApp, and I would be so pleased to help any of you with anything that you're struggling with right now that regards stress and anxiety in the physical body retention. So namaste. Thank you very much for helping in keeping this Top Yogi alive and in using these little videos and contributing to the group. See you all soon. Bye bye.